country which is much more advanced, right? That country will determine the navigation and the nature of warfare. Even those who are sitting in the home, they are not safe. Those who are sitting in the hospital, they are not safe. Those who are sitting in the car, they are not safe. See something, war is what? War is to create chaos, fear.
More than 30 people have lost their lives. Over 3,000 have been injured. We all can see what Lebanon is witnessing right now. It is now a cyber and electromagnetic warfare. Today we have with us Dr. Sandeep Tripathi, who will give his insights on this war. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much for having me here.
So, sir, first of all, I would like to know why this happened.
As far as this recent incident is concerned, so we should not be surprised because Israel has been using this kind of high-tech tools, high-tech devices, high-tech weaponization to threat and to create chaos against its enemy. For example, in 1996, Hamas bomb maker was killed by Israel, and something was the same case as today it happened. And in 2022, Iranian nuclear chief program, he was killed by the remote controlled machine gun, right? So I think the two incidents demonstrate that Israel is known to use this kind of high-tech tools and devices to intimidate and to destabilize, as well to create a chaos, a fear psychosis among its enemies. So I think yes, but the way Israel attacked the Gaza explosions, and after that a new kind of debate triggers. The debate is that whether the world still is on the hybrid mode of warfare, or the world is just shifting towards much more digital warfare. Because so far we have been discussing that this war, hybrid warfare, and in this hybrid warfare somehow the physical, that means deployment of army in the borders, as somehow there's some technical AI used and drones and all that. But at the same time, this case, it demonstrates that the country which owns technology, the country which is much more advanced, right, that country will determine the navigation and the nature of warfare. And I think in that perspective, this incident becomes so crucial in reordering the structure of power, because there are three elements about the power.
Yeah.
The one is acquiring power. Each and every state is trying to acquire power. And the second segment is maintaining the power. Once it can, for example, Israel already has acquired the power in terms of the technological. Israel is very sophisticated to launch cyber warfare, but acquiring power is not enough. Israel has maintained this acquiring power in terms from I just quoted 1996, when there was a very strange to use mobile phones and all that. So from 1996 and then 2020 and then now, that means Israel has maintained this kind of power. And the third is maximization of power. This Gaza attacks, it has destabilized the paradigm, it has destabilized the definition of security.
True.
Because Hezbollah soldiers, even Iranians, Houthis, they were trying to give threat to the Israelis, and Israel was under the impression what will happen if the forces of Houthi, Hamas, and Hezbollah. So they started to create some kind of you can say kind of a deterrence. The deterrence That is unquestionable.
Yeah.
And this kind of, because the world is on the verge of surprise.
Yeah.
And it's enemy countries, for example, Hezbollah, they are not safe. Even those who are sitting in the home, they are not safe. Those who are sitting in the hospital, they are not safe. Those who are sitting in the car, they are not safe. See something, war is what? War is to create chaos, fear. And in that perspective, we can say this is the first time. This is the first time the entire country, Lebanon, entire the Lebanonians, even Syria, and of course Iran also, they are under the impression, under the fear psychosis that what could be the next, because they were preparing to retaliate and they were warning to Israel, but still they are under the pressure. What should we do? So this is the question for global thinkers also and for the nation states also.
So how do you think this supply chain must be interrupted, or they have changed the entire according to the reports, these pagers were from Taiwanese company. So how they got into that, and how these explosions happened?
See, it's a very important question you ask, that this is a matter of supply chain disruption. And somehow some school of thought says that it is just because supply chain compromised.
Yeah.
Why we talk about the compromise? Because there is some connection from Israel, as you mentioned, to Taiwan, and the Taiwan is in goodwill of USA. So it is also a question of intelligence, success of Iranian intelligence, and of course it is intelligence operation, right? Now it is not the day one game. We heard that from the media reports that this operation was going on at least 2 years back, right? So finally, when once they may have a kind of dialogue, coordination with Taiwan, and we were told that Israel was under the impression that the coordinated attacks may take place, and what should kind of retaliation and deterrence. So I think when in 2022, when Hezbollah decided not to use smartphones, because there was some kind of impression within the Hezbollah that we should not use smartphones. But Israel was much more ahead from this kind of strategy. When Hezbollah decided not to use the smartphone, so Israel intelligence started to re-strategize against enemy, and this is the outcome of re-strategy of Israeli intelligence. That let's talk to someone who is supplying that kind of devices, and it was told that. There's the lithium, right? The battery, and there is some code, and the code that has been controlled by the Israeli intelligence. And once they know that these devices, especially pagers, they are used by the Hezbollah forces. So once platform was staged, platform was completely prepared.
Yeah.
Now your enemy, you know the steps of your enemy.
Yeah.
And the Israel, a country like Israel, was preparing for that. So I can say this is somehow from supply chain disruption to destruction of enemy. So this is a journey of disruption to destruction.
True.
And this time, I strongly believe this act of Israeli intelligence, I say personally, I believe this is a digital operation. This digital operation, it left so many unanswered questions, and the entire global community is under the impression, and each and every country is under the threat. Even today, the country's economy is based on import and export. In India also export so many defense tools. So from which country we are importing? And who is controlling that kind of mechanism? So that's the point. That's the point. That today it's nobody is safe, because the way we are using so devices, so smartphones, and these all the technological devices. This is known as a Internet of Things, IoT. IoT is something, the things are connected to internet.
Yeah.
This is IoT. And IoT is not related to smartphones. When the country is ready to go the complete digital form, from a smart city to critical infrastructure to power grid, the entire education system, entire defense system is on the internet based.
Yeah.
And now the internet is not safe. So in an era, we live in an era where the war is not just fought with weapons. It is fought with data, algorithm, and surveillance.
True.
So we need to redefine, we need to rediscover our strategy. The time has gone when we were much more concerned about the boundaries and the borders. Boundaries or borders may save, but we cannot unsafe inside the home.
Yeah.
This is the real point, and this incident triggers this dimension and this discourse. Now we have to rethink which phone we are using, which devices in our home, which television you are watching, which glass. There is Google Lens.
Yeah.
So see, we are sitting on the fence of completely technological anarchy. This is something, the technological anarchism, where technology controls the order, and someone who controls the technology controls the order.
So this is basically a psychological war?
You are right in that sense. Of course, this is psychological warfare, but psychological is the outcome of this digital warfare. First, Israeli has used this digital warfare to create psychological threat, because once your enemy is under this fear psychosis on the basis of psychology, that yes, we are armed with guns, with missiles, with drones, even robotics also, but at the same time, mentally we are unstable. Someone can attack, right? So in that sense, you can see Israel has been successful in creating chaos against its enemy. That's the point. So you are right in that sense. It is psychological warfare, because the mode may be different.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the mode. May be different. Initially, when the warfare was based on the physical warfare, fight to fight in borders, the two-front warfare, but. And the aim, the subject was also to create psychological warfare. Even when the hybrid warfare started, there was some hidden philosophy to create psychological warfare. And now, when I personally believe the hybrid warfare has been shifted towards the much more digital warfare. In that case, again, the philosophy behind this digital warfare is to create a fear psychosis and psychological warfare.
So what do you think? What should be the next step for Hezbollah?
The next strategy of Hezbollah could be to create some kind of retaliation, because Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah, he made statement that it was red line. Israel has crossed red line, and of course. It strongly humiliated. Hezbollah's forces are humiliated. Iran was initially just 2 months, I think, before. Iran was completely humiliated when the Hamas leader was killed, and Hamas leader was also, it triggers the debate that recently 2 years, 2 months back, your leader was killed because of Israeli's intelligence operation. He was staying in a very safe zone, but he was killed. So even your leader is not safe. So I think this time is very crucial for Iran and its proxy allies like Houthi, Hezbollah, and Hamas to redefine, to re-strategize their own strategy against Israel. So I think first of all, I think there is Hezbollah started launching drones against Israel, but drones is not enough to give punishment Israeli. So I think let's see what will happen in the future. But the current, as of now, we can say that the entire mechanism of Hezbollah is under the pressure.
So what do you think? Is Middle East going to be in peace anytime soon?
See, to talk about the peace, I think something is a daydream, because Middle East is on the wall, Middle East is on the fire, and I don't see any space, any country that has a credential to initiate the peace process.
US?
US, I can't believe.
We also have the UN.
UN has become obsolete. UN has no relevance.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
Anthony Guterres have made a statement that this should stop. So what do you think?
Yes, Anthony Guterres, he has been speaking in Russia-Ukraine war also.
Yeah.
But who cares? If the parties are involved, the party don't care about UN chief statement. So I think it's very rhetorics, and UNO has lost its relevance and legitimacy. It's very ceremonial. As an expert of international relations, I always believe that UNO has lost its legitimacy, and that's why the parties, especially those who are involved in the war, they don't listen this kind of preach of UNO chief.
Okay, so we were talking about the peace. So it will just be a daydream for Middle East, right?
I don't think the peace, because peace process has been derailed completely. And even let me explain this point that when Hamas leader was killed by the Israel, so Iran had shown its restraint, because there was lots of expectation that Iran will attack, Iran will retaliate, Iran will take revenge. But somehow Iran was assured by the West that won't take any kind of this direct war. And so I think personally that Israel is no on the mood of any kind of peace. Israel is on the mood of full-fledged war, all-out war, all-out war. And that's the why Israel has been using this kind of tactics. Somewhere the targeted to the chief, somewhere targeted to the civilians, and somewhere targeted to the military deployment, military infrastructure. So I think from Israeli side, Israel is because there is lots of pressure on Israeli leadership, Netanyahu, because he can't back from this in the middle of the war. So
what do you think? What will be the future of Israel, Gaza, Iran?
Future is very unclear right now. Future, we can't predict here for the future, but we can only, as Indians, we can only request from those who are involved in the war. The war is not solution. The dialogue, the parties should come on the dialogue table, and each party should come. There should be no discrimination, because recently we have seen that in UNGA, United Nations General Assembly, there was voting. 193 countries were there, and some countries against, some countries abstention, some countries for. But it's a question of consensus. So India is trying to mediate peace process between Russia and Ukraine. So as Indian side, I do believe that our aspect, our dimension, our philosophy is we should talk and we should find out some solution, because war is not the solution of any crisis, any conflict. It will we have seen Second World War, First World War, and if everything has been destructed, and finally if you come in any institution like after the First World War, League of Nations, after the Second World War, UNO, Second World War, UNO, and now we have seen entire the Cold War period UNO has become obsolete, and now today multilateral organizations should come out, and India as a voice of the global South. I think we should make effort to convince those parties, Israeli as well as Palestine, those who are the party, especially Iran. Please join the peace process. But currently and as of now, I don't see any prospect of it.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insights. It was really informative, and I know our audience are for sure going to enjoy this and get informed by this video.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me.